Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Vibe with me. Vibe with me. Yes. We'll wait for a little bit more people to come in, and then we're going to get started. I know you guys miss me. I haven't been on social media in a little bit. We have lots to share with you tonight, so I'm excited. Come on in. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel where we are all about self-care, personal growth. And if you're new here to these live broadcasts, I am Renika Hamilton, your self-care guru, your guide, and your cheerleader. And today we are going to do a deep dive into another very important aspect of self-care, personal growth, and development. And that's finding happiness within ourselves rather than depending on others. We're going to discuss today how to recognize when you're relying too much on others for happiness, why this can be detrimental. And then we're going to share some practical steps to help you to discover and nurture your own sources of happiness. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback during this live interactive session today. And before we get in, I just forgot to grab my drink to tell you to grab your drink. So give me a second. All right, I got it. So before we get started and before we jump in, I want you to remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never ever miss a moment of these self-care inspiration tips. So grab your favorite beverage. I have mine. Get cozy and let's nourish our inner worlds together. Okay, so we're going to dive in right into this wonderful, important topic. There have been a lot of things going on in the world today, things that have gone on in my personal life and other people's lives. And one of the themes that keeps coming up for me is you have to find your own happiness within yourself. Because if you're not searching for happiness within yourself, then you're searching to destroy other people's lives or to take away other people's happiness. And so if you want to live a more fulfilled life and you want to feel good about your life, you don't want to have this negativity going on in your life, one of the things that you can do is focus on being truly happy. And today I hope to give you some really good tips on how to do just that, how to recognize when you're depending on other people for your happiness, and how to do everything in your power and practice these daily tips to have your own happiness within yourself. So, how can you tell if you are dependent on others for happiness? There are some signs that you can look out for, and my intent today is to share these signs with you and hope that they help you understand and navigate your way through taking that dependency from others. So, the first thing I want you to think about is, are you constantly seeking validation and approval from others? That is a telltale sign that you are depending on other people for your own happiness. I know this extremely well. I used to do this a lot. I would not make a move without validation from others. And what I found out is anytime I had those opportunities where I wanted to just check in with somebody and validate how I'm feeling about a situation, do they feel the same way I feel? What would happen is I'd have a group of people that felt somewhat the same way with some variances and differences, and then another group that felt a totally different way with slight variances and differences. And what I learned from that is that nobody knows how I should be feeling. Nobody knows how I should be feeling because I'm the one with that experience. My experiences from my past, my experiences in my present, my experiences of what I want to see in my future is in my head, not anybody else's head. So they cannot dictate what will make me happy. You can give me suggestions all day, but I am not going to be dependent on somebody else for my own happiness. So if you are validating how you should be feeling about certain situations internally for yourself, then that means that you're depending on other people to guide you through what it would take to make you happy or tell you how you should be feeling about certain situations. And that is a telltale sign. The other telltale sign is, do you feel anxious or lost when you are feeling alone, when you're alone by yourself? I think one of the best ways to learn how to rely on yourself is to sit in solitude for long periods of time. Sit by yourself, let yourself wonder, let yourself think about your life and drift into whatever your mind is taking you through. Turn off that TV, just sit there and sit with yourself. If you can't sit with yourself, you're not happy, something's going on, you need to figure out what it is. That's a true sign. If you can't sit in solitude and just enjoy time alone, then there's something that you need to do. Maybe it's time to go speak to a therapist. Maybe it's time to really identify what is it about yourself. Because trust me, if you're not liking to be around yourself alone, that might mean that nobody else might not want to be around you alone either. It could explain a lot. It could explain why, if people don't want to be around you, if you don't want to be around yourself, that explains so much. So think about that. Sit with yourself and think about that. If that's making you feel anxious or lost, just being alone, that's a telltale sign that you're not depending on yourself for happiness. Another sign that you're not depending on yourself for happiness is, are you basing your self-worth on the opinions of others? This is so very dangerous to do. I used to do this as well. I thought for a long time that I needed to wait on other people to tell me what I was worth. Like my approval of myself, like I felt a way about myself. I felt, certain ways that I can do things within my own personal life. And I felt good about it. But I just didn't rely on how I was feeling about that. I always wanted to hear what other people value me as, what my worth was in their eyes. If you're doing that, you're going to end up in very terrible situations where you always feel bad about who you are, what you're worth. You're going to be in bad relationships, bad situations where people will continue to tear you down, and you'll continue to attract people that's going to tear you down, because at the end of the day, you're being their footstool so that they can stand up and feel better themselves on your back, on your low feelings about yourself, on your less self-worth. And when you start to stand on your own and realize your own self-worth, they can't do that to you. You'll have better relationships. You have better things going on in your life, and you feel a lot better. This is a big lesson I had to learn in my life too. So don't feel bad if you're exhibiting any of these things. This is why I'm here tonight. All right. So the next one is, do you rely on external circumstances or people to feel good? That is a sign that you are depending on other things and not yourself for your happiness. So if you're happier because you're in a space with people that you like to be around, because you don't like to be around yourself, that's a telltale sign. Or are you wanting to be in a certain position at your job? Do you want certain titles and certain things that make you feel like you have made it, you have arrived? No, you don't need any of those things. If you don't get the title, so what? If you don't get the promotion, so what? If you don't get the things that you want in your life, so what? As long as you are going for it and you know what your value is, and you find the opportunities and the places, don't just depend on one place to recognize you and do what they're obviously not going to do. You go out and make it happen in another space. That's what knowing your value and relying on yourself instead of other people or other circumstances will do for you. The other thing that I want to mention is, do you find difficulty making decisions without consulting other people for those decisions? That is also a telltale sign that you're not finding happiness in yourself. You're finding happiness through other people. If you have to wait until somebody else weighs in to make a decision on your life, you only have this one life to live. So why wouldn't you make the best of the life that you have? Like there's nobody else can do life for you. You're the only one who can do life for yourself. So why are you waiting on somebody else's decision for your life? Very good question, right? So these are very good signs that I think will help you start to determine, are you working or relying on other people for your own happiness when you should be relying on yourself? So now that we've gotten those signs out the way, and if any of them resonated with you, it's time for you to start focus on cultivating your own source of happiness. And we're going to talk about that. How do you find that your own source of happiness? So depending on other people for happiness or others or other circumstances is very detrimental to your own life, your own happiness, your own growth, your own path, passion, all of that is very detrimental. It's very unsustainable. People and circumstances change all the time, and we can't control them as much as we want to. We can't control other people. We can influence people. We can share our thoughts with people. We can inspire people, but changing them, they had to make the change themselves. You can't literally change somebody else. So if you go into situations telling yourself, oh, if these people over here are smiling and they're happy and they're excited, it's going to make me excited. I'm going to have a great day if they're having a great day. Or if they're having a bad day, I'm going to have a really bad day. That you can't control people's moods. You can't control what they're going to do. You can't control outcomes for somebody else. You can only control what you have going on. You can only control your mood. If you have teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. Teenagers' moods change like 24/7 every day. Like they're happy in 1 minute and the next very minute. It's like craziness. So the teenagers have already taught us this. You cannot control people's moods. So instead of focusing on controlling people and their outcomes, the real factor is controlling yourself. It really does hinder your personal growth if you're relying on other people. Relying on others keeps us from developing our own self-awareness and our self-confidence and our emotional resilience. So if you have a situation and you fall down, how are you going to get back up if you're dependent on other people to reach their hand down and get you back up? It doesn't happen that way. You'll be waiting forever on the ground. So you got to learn how to be resilient on your own. It also strains relationships. So when we look to other people for happiness, we put way too much pressure on them, and it causes real tension. It causes unrealistic expectations. People get unhappy. You're sitting here forming in your mind what you think these persons should do. Family members, friends, relationships like love connections, work relationships, all of those things. You're sitting here in your mind thinking, I want them to do this. And then they do something completely opposite. You're trying to explain to them what you want them to do. They're still not getting it because you can't control them. And they're not in your mind. They don't know your process. They don't know what it is that's going to make you happy. So they cannot fulfill your needs the way you want them to be fulfilled. That is entirely up to you. Like I said, you can influence others. You can share with people what makes you happy, but a lot of times they're not going to do it exactly like you would do it. So you got to learn how to find that happiness within yourself and be happy with the things that you can provide for yourself. So how do we identify what really makes us truly happy? Well, one of the things that I really like to do is reflect on past experiences. So I want you to start thinking about the moments when you have truly felt content and fulfilled in your life. What were you doing? Who were you with? What aspects of those experiences brought you the most joy? Think about those things, write them down, really study on them, because it's going to help you get to that place of happiness where you need to get to anytime you're experiencing times where you're not happy. You also should explore your interests and your passions. I love being passionate about life. I love having passion. If you have passion, it helps you to look and search for those things that make you passionate about whatever it is that you do. And when you fulfill your passions, it makes you happy. So you should try new activities, join some clubs, take up hobbies, find out what excites you and what gives you that energy, what energizes you and makes you happy about the things that you do. Consider your core values. I have a notepad and I've written down what my values are, what my brand is. When people say my name, how they associate me. If they don't, it's on them. But what my value is all dependent on me and the actions that I take, everything that I do daily. You should be considering that, your values. What are your principles? What are your beliefs? What is most important to you? And then you should seek out the experiences and align everything to match the values that you have within yourself. Setting personal goals. We talk about this all the time on my channel when it comes to self-care, self-growth, and self-development. When you set personal goals, you identify the areas in your life that you want to improve, and then you set those achievable goals to make it happen. So if you want to be a millionaire, for instance, I know lots of people want to be a millionaire. Well, an achievable goal is not to be a millionaire tomorrow, but you can make incremental steps every day to reach your millionaire status and all the actions that you do. So every alignment that you do and you're setting those goals and you say, in order for me to reach millionaire status in 5 years, here are the things I'm going to do daily to get there. That's what life is about. And you will get there. And writing down goals and your vision is a real thing. I can tell you a quick story at work today. We were talking about working on a disaster plan, just making sure we have recovery and business continuity if something was to happen. And we were talking about let's put a fake scenario out there and figure out what we would do in this fake scenario. So the person that was helping us lead it was like, well, I like to do scenarios based on the past, because if we write a scenario and we put the future date out there, sometimes those things happen. You know why? It's because when you write things down, you visualize it, you see it, and it just comes to life. That's the way the whole universe works. That's the way our relationship and our connection with God works. We just see something. We see something that we want to make happen. We write it down. We set the goals, and then it just happens. No, it doesn't always happen exactly like we wrote it down or exactly like we want to. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's not quite where we want it to be, but you keep on writing down those goals. You keep on visualizing it. You will see the things that you want in life. That's what you can do. You have the power to do that. And then how do we make happiness a daily practice? I think you should wake up every day and say, I'm going to be happy. Today, I'm going to be happy. My whole goal and purpose today is to be happy. You do that every day, you're going to have a happy, peaceful life. Making this a part of your daily life and practicing this part of your self-care journey and your growth is an amazing thing to do. How do you do that? First thing is you start your day off with gratitude. If you wake up every day and you take a moment and you reflect on the things that you're grateful for, just like 2 minutes, you can even write it down. I am grateful today because I woke up. I am grateful today because I'm in my right mind. I am grateful today because I get to go to work. I'm grateful today because I have money in the bank. I'm grateful today because I have food in my refrigerator. I'm grateful today because I have shelter over my head. All these things that you're grateful for. If you just practice this daily, you'll get so great at learning what to be grateful for and stating those things and sitting with that every day. It just gives you that happiness. It gives you that fulfillment. It helps you as you go on throughout your day. Practice this daily. The next thing is practicing self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, just like you would anybody else. I have been known for a long time. My brand used to be, I'm a nice person. I don't want to be known as nice anymore. I'm not nice, I'm kind. And I'm kind to others because I know I want people to be kind to me. But it starts with me being kind to myself. When I'm kind to myself, it's going to teach everybody else how to be kind to me. It works, y'all. It works like a charm. So treat yourself practice that self-compassion. Treat yourself with the kindness and the understanding and the love and the embrace that you need each and every day. Prioritize your self-care. Set time aside every day for activities that nourish you and your mind, your body, and your soul. I know a lot of people, talk to me because I'm an older lady, and I love getting up on TikTok. I love making TikToks. I love making the videos. I have fun with it. It's fun. I wish TikTok would have been out when I was younger, when I was a teenager. I would have really enjoyed that. But I'm older now. It came out when I was in my 40s, or when I discovered it, I was in my 40s. So a lot of people try to tell me I shouldn't waste my time doing those things, or why do you do TikToks? Like, I do them because it makes me happy. It has nothing to do with you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I have nothing to do with that. I love doing them. And a lot of times I don't even post a lot of stuff that I make because I just enjoy the creation. I enjoy sitting there thinking about, how can I put this together? What can I do? What kind of dance could I do? Dance move, or what kind of feature, or how can I be creative in sharing this story, this thing that I want to share with people? Or what do I want to do for myself? How do I want to have fun and just enjoy myself? That's me. And I love doing the activities that help me. They give me energy. It grounds me. It helps me. Like if I'm having a really, really tough day, it's so amazing to get up on that app and to do a dance, or to talk and let out my feelings, or to act, like just do some things. It gives me so much energy. You need to find the things that give you the energy and the nourish your body and nourish your soul and get you back up to that speed where you want to be happy and in that moment and present in that moment. And then stay connected. One of the things that's important, I know we don't want to depend on other people. Depending on other people for being happy is a bad idea. But being around people and nurturing your relationships and letting people be who they are, letting people be happy in what they do, and then you being allowed to be happy in what you do in your space, is an amazing opportunity to give you the support, the encouragement, and the growth that you need to depend on yourself for happiness. It's amazing. And embrace mindfulness. Be present in the moment, fully engaged in whatever you're doing. I don't even know how many people are watching this live right now. It could be 0. I don't care. Somebody's going to watch this. If I'm talking to myself, this is a very good reminder. I always watch my videos back anyway. So to myself, I'm telling you, be mindful, be present, be in the moment, and fully engaged. Talk like you're talking to the masses. Do like you're doing it professionally, or whatever it is that you want to do. Do it to the fullest ability that you can. So those were some really good tips today on things that you can do internally to create the happiness in your life that you want for your own life. And I want you to remember that true happiness and personal growth do come from recognizing your own strengths. What are your passions? What are your values? How do you take the steps to cultivate all of those things? I hope this session has inspired you to rely more on yourself for your true happiness. You have the power to create the life that you want through yourself, through your vision, through what you want to accomplish. It's all in your mind. The world that you want, everything that you desire starts here. You speak it out and you write it down, you make it happen. That's how it works. You have the power to do that. So I want you to keep striving towards your goals and never give up on your personal growth. Never give up on your journey. And I really do hope you found this information as helpful as I did. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions or anything that really resonated with you. Subscribe to my channel so that you never miss out on any future videos. And as always, I look forward to hearing your feedback and continuing to support you in your personal growth and your self-care journey. I want to thank you again so much for joining me tonight and allowing me to share my thoughts on developing your own happiness and finding that happiness within yourself. And until next time, take care of yourselves and remember, you deserve to feel your absolute very best, both inside and out. Stay curious, stay mindful, and keep growing. I love y'all so very much. Bye. Bye, everybody.